to this week's showing of IndyCar Pro Series here at Lanes Raceway, November the 5th, 2023. As you can see, our racers are getting their cars put out in position on the orange track. We got a total of 9 racers here tonight, or this evening, and it's going to be one extra. So we got Garrett as our first set out on deck, and he's going to help put the cars on when they hit the track button. But the rules are still the same. 2-second delay on track call button, and the racers have control of the whole track. But Garrett's going to put the cars on and save them a little bit of time when they come off. It's bound to be a pretty interesting race, to say the very least. 3.5 seconds is the minimum track time. If you go faster than that, you will break out. If you go slower than that, you're in the good. Our chat is live on YouTube. So at any time, if you are on YouTube, you can tune in and chat. We'll check that after every heat to make sure if there's anybody chatting. If not, we're going to leave it on the big screen, which I'll show you now. This is the big screen, just a little bit better view for you to see and watch the racers in action. Right now, it looks like Guillermo doesn't have his car on, and Gabriel Kirtley currently. Guillermo's car is actually still up here on the glass, and I know Gabriel Kirtley is changing out a guide flag currently. So it'll be just a moment, folks. When you see those 2 cars up there, we'll probably be getting ready to go green racing. Be right back with you. All right, here we go, folks. 3.5 second breakout time here at Lanes Raceway. About to get underway as we go around. Garrett, of course. We get a car sideways on the front stretch there. We get the track call to take place. All cars that come off go back to the start-finish line. But I'll tell you what, folks, so far, not too bad, it looks like, even with that big cluster of racers. Nathaniel Glenn not yet to have made a lap. I know Glenn, using a fresh new body that he got here, one of 2 Ralph Thorne pre-painted bodies with a little bit of black splatter on white with some high intensity pink. Very cool. All cars that are off the track go back to the start-finish line. Garrett doing that quite well. Looks like we have about 3 of them off the line here. So Gabriel Kirtley's one of them. Looks like Glenn Burden. And that's the body I was talking about. We were lucky enough to be able to get a couple of those bodies. I know a bunch of the guys wanted the high downforce bodies from Ralph Thorne painted, and I said, well, I can paint them here, but other than that, it was hard to get. But we ended up getting 2 of them. They're kind of similar, really. One of them's like a hyper red, and the other one's like a hyper pink, so it's pretty close color-wise. But nonetheless. So it looks like Nathaniel Burden's tire completely come off of his car, so he's going to get about 30 seconds or so to fix that. But in the meantime, it looks like Jay Latham, Gabriel Kirtley, and Glenn Burden was coming off, but it's also going to be Nathaniel going to be joining in the mix on that too. Now Garrett, being a set out and being on deck, he'll come in next. When he comes in, he will actually put his car on red lane. And Randy Kirtley will be coming out to set out after this heat. So I smell like burning electrical here in the shop. That's usually not a good sign. Something's getting hot. As we see a car pitched there to the outside wall there, and another car collecting up there. Looks like Jay Latham up underneath the car. Looks to be Gabriel Kirtley's car. Something's burning electrically. I smell burning electrical. Is somebody out there grinding or something? You smell it over here? Come over here. No? Well, I'm going to open it up and smell and see. If it is, turn that heat off on it, because it smells like burning electrical. Let's get another car involved in an incident there. And that car is going to go back to the start-finish line there. And that's Guillermo Sauer, our current leader, going back to the start-finish line. You smell it over here? Like, put your face right here and smell it. I might just be smelling something. Maybe. One step closer to going home, I guess. As it looks to be, Guillermo Sauer gets completely sewed up by Jay Latham's car, and I'm talking one hard hit right there, folks. Right there at the start-finish line. Both these cars coming off going to be put back on the start-finish line here. Neither one of them getting their lap, but brutal hit, brutal hit. Randy Kirtley now your leader, followed by Bruce Bullington there with 11 laps, and Jackson Daugherty with 11 laps. Gabriel Kirtley also with 11 laps. Everybody else on 10 and 9 laps. So still somewhat pretty close here. Halfway through the heat, and we get Jay Latham's car doing a little bit of a dance there on the backside of the horseshoe. Did a 360 when he was coming out of there. Guide flag must have got caught up a little bit, but it twisted him right off the track. First time I think I've ever seen that. Randy Kirtley, your current leader there, his car sliding down, looking like a festive 4th of July rocket pop there in the high banks. Gabriel Kirtley going to correct his back end there, get him in the slot there so he don't slide down anymore. Four red lights drop out to a green, and pretty much everybody within 3 laps of each other. Randy Kirtley running really aggressively down there on white lanes. We get a car spinning completely out of control. Garrett getting him put back on there, and it was Jay Latham's car there on black. One thing I've noticed about these cars, you know, since we lock the gear ratios down, not a whole lot of people having to do a bunch of blipping there by where Jay Latham is there at the end of the track. It just seems like everybody's car has actually been able to hook up pretty well there. It's been a real nice big cluster of people running there up underneath the bridge. These cars are really handling quite well. So we wait for a yellow flag to take place here. Gabriel Kirtley pressing the button next to Action Jackson, also known as Gold Dust. His car completely off the track too. The horseshoe being very brutal on some of these cars so far. Kirtley going to take a quick look at that, probably clean the tires off a little bit, hitting the ground like that. But here at Lanes Raceway, folks, I'm not going to sit here and tell you no lies. We clean this floor literally every day, if not every other day, and it gets mopped, so our floors are not dusty or dirty by no means. The walls, we clean them once a month, so, you know, I have somewhat of an allergy problem, so does my dad, and if we don't do that, me and him both will be sneezing ourselves all the way home. So going back green racing though, nonetheless, we see Jay Latham's car come off yet again there as he pushes just a little too hard through the horseshoe portion, or the donut portion of the track. So we get a wide open slam somewhere located on the track in the end of the heat. So pretty lucky to get that to take place right there at the end. And we can see here on the track mate here, Randy Kirtley, our current leader here. Let's see if I can get this bigger for you here. Is there another? It's not recognizing. There we go. So Randy Kirtley on average 30, Bruce Bullington on 30, Glenn Jackson 29, Gabriel Guillermo 28, 26 of Nathaniel, and 25 of Jay. Of course, Jay having several wrecks there on Black Lane. But 5 laps separates first from the very bottom. So very, very close racing here. Going to leave you guys over here with the oval so you can watch these guys work on their cars. And we'll be right back with you here in just a few minutes. 20 seconds before we go by green racing. IndyCar series, definitely one of the higher competition series we have here at Lanes Raceway. Even though it's locked gear ratio, it does take some skill to keep the back ends of these cars from going crazy. Don't forget, chat is live here on YouTube if you want to chime in and say anything. We're going to head back over to the big orange screen here as we got Randy Kirtley going to be the track marshal this time. Gabriel Kirtley there on Black Lane. So we go back racing here. Bound to be a pretty quick one here. Several people clustering up there coming around the donut portion of the track. Right now, Bruce Bulletin, your leader, followed by Glenn Burton, who's going to be coming out after this heat. Bruce Bulletin holding down 34 total laps there on purple. As we get a car come all the way down there on Black Lane. Black actually got involved. Gabriel Kirtley's car got involved just a little bit, but nonetheless, it did not cause them to come off. The only car coming off was on Black Lane, or was on Red Lane, sorry, and that's Garrett Burton. His Apollo car. So that's the first car I've seen that probably needed to be blipped a little bit. And we can see Garrett now with his high downforce body there doing a little bit of blipping there, letting off and getting back in it. And it seems to be doing the trick. Randy Kirtley getting the car of Jackson back on there on the track. Jackson running the what seems to be a magenta colored Honda. Bruce Bulletin still holding it down by one lap there. Gabriel Kirtley and Glenn Burton right there on the neck and neck there. So we get a yellow flag there. That was Gabriel Kirtley hitting the track button as he goes back to get put back on. Losing about a half a lap there. The punishment is real for hitting the track call button, but at the same time, it does make people kind of zone in a little bit better, as you can tell, and run a little bit closer. Now, there are variances that we've had before where that we see several people having incidents. Gabriel Kirtley's car there, fresh out of the box, actually. Had to change the guide flag earlier, running the JK guide flag. You guys know that they're illegal here because they're about a quarter inch longer. And what I should do is, just like he said, just take all of them out and change them over. But every time that it seems like I get any kind of time to figure things like that out, that's whenever I get more work and I forget all about it. But nonetheless, we do give a free guide flag for those that buy these cars that have the JK guide flags on them. Now, maybe in the future, there may be a track that Lanes Raceway may get in the future. Who knows, that we can run maybe flat track or something like that we'll be able to use those guide flags and they won't grind as hard there in the corners. Nathaniel Burton's car getting put back in the start-finish line there. Before red lights drop out, it's going to be somewhat of a cluster coming around the donut there. And Gabriel Kirtley's car coming off on the horseshoe, taking out about 4 or 5 of them right there all at once. .30 seconds left to go in this round robin heat 2 of 9. Bruce Bulletin, your leader. Guillermo Sire right there on his hips. And Glenn Burton there in 3rd place with 51. All these guys very, very close together. Jackson, Jay with 48. They're really close too. Gabriel Kirtley, 47. Nathaniel, 46. And Garrett Burton, 17, just now getting in the mix with these guys. But running a decent 3.980. Our breakout, of course, being 3.5 seconds. So anything below that, they will lose their lap. We can see the best lap there of Guillermo Sire run is a 3.591 on green. So if he really hammered it home and had that car to hook, he could really gain a lot of laps there on green, it looks like. 4 cars came off. Glenn, Nathaniel, Gabriel Kirtley, and Bruce Bulletin in that incident in the horseshoe. Looks like Gabriel Kirtley kind of dialing her back a little bit there on Black Lane with his neon green car. I believe he's driving the Menards Indy car, fresh out of the box. But it seems that the Indy cars tend to, well, it's going to end the heat anyway, so that was kind of interesting. Went a red flag, yellow flag, and then a heat over. Guillermo Sire is going to take it on that one. 60 laps total there on average, 30 laps turned. Bruce Bulletin, 29.5, just giving up 1 lap there. Still holding down second place. Glenn Burton 58 with 29 total laps. Tied for fourth place there, Jay Latham and Jackson with 28 on average and 56 total turns. 27 for sixth place or seventh place there. Gabriel Kirtley on average with 54. From the top to the bottom, we're looking at a difference of about 30 laps now. But nonetheless, going to take you over here to the oval, let you guys watch them work hard on their cars. Be right back with you. All right, 5 seconds to go, and we're going to go back to the main Big Daddy showing here for, it's not my headset off there. Randy Kirtley coming back in on red. We'll see Glenn Burton setting out this time. Gabriel Kirtley looks like he's working on his car, having some trouble. Already got a car coming off there, off the track. And that looks to be Jay Latham. Here we go, folks. Guillermo Sire now our leader, followed by Bruce Bullington. Both these guys very, very close median-wise. 3.84, 3.87, both of them neck to neck with each other. Best lap just changed, but was in the 3.8s. Jay Latham there in third place with 61 laps as we get a track call button. A little bit of Mario jumping going on out there. Martin getting Garrett and Bruce put back on the track. Four red lights dropping out to green. Here we go. Guillermo Sire, your current leader. Glenn Burton trying to stab a car back in black there. That's Bruce Bullington's car, and he gets it back in there before they hit the track call button. Randy Kirtley running over what seems to be Action Jackson, also known as Gold Dust, but he makes it right through. Nice clean moves here. Randy Kirtley there on red lane. pushing hard. Some of the best running right now I've been seeing here on Red Lane. 3.74, that's tied up with Guillermo pretty close there. Best lap of 3.642 on blue. So definitely maneuvering that Indy car there really quick on Red Lane. Oh, as we get a car to the outside there, we see Bruce Bulletin hitting the track call button. Randy Kirtley stopping right before hitting the car. That's Bruce Bulletin, silver in the front, purple in the back car. So this could give Jay a chance here to catch Bruce there, coming off orange now through the backstretch around the front of the donut. Jay Latham kind of battling right now side by side with Jackson Darty as we get a track call button from Nathaniel Burden here. 31 seconds left to go. Nathaniel Burden's car, a red Verizon Indy car. Currently, Nathaniel turning 21 laps. It's about average for what we're seeing here right now. Ooh, and a car coming off on the backstretch. Looks to be Action Jackson there, narrowly escaping a group of cars. Punishment that could have ensued there. A nice gentle toss from Nathaniel Burden across the map there to Glenn Burden. Getting him put back on white and a push through for Gabriel Kirtley's car on yellow. Anytime you see that asterisk next to the lap, that means they got their lap, and go ahead and push them through the dead zone. The dead zone is right behind the white line there that you see on the left side of the track. That's how the laps are counted. A little bit of neck and neck racing there for a second between purple and black. That's Bruce Bulletin and Nathaniel Burden. Now we got a nice big cluster of almost all the cars on the track going around the donut portion of the track here. Gabriel Kirtley leading the pack there on yellow as we get another car to come off in a red flag, but a heat over. It's going to go ahead and cancel it on through and take a heat over. It looks like Guillermo Sire still holding it down there with 31 on average laps. Jay Latham and Bruce Bulletin tied up 87 laps turned with 29 on average. Gabriel Kirtley and Nathaniel, 28.7 for Gabriel, 27.3 for Nathaniel. Jackson, 79, pretty close next to him. Randy Kirtley, 30.5 on average there already with red and white turned, so he's very aggressively fast. We'll see him move up the boards here a little bit. 29 on average for Glenn, so he'll be in your top 4 or 5 if he continues that route. And 26 on average for Garrett Burden. Him and Jackson pretty close tied up. I'm gonna take you over here to the oval, let you guys work, or let you guys watch them work on their cars. I'll be right back with you. right, folks, 5 seconds before we see these green, beautiful lights rolling, and we're going to be hard hitting, hard driving here at Lanes Raceway. You can see that lollipop looking car of Randy Curley there on green as he comes through the high banks. Several cars going around the donut there. Gabriel Curley right there behind him as we see a car go to the high side. It looks to be Glenn Burton or Nathaniel Burton's car there. I believe that's Glenn Burton's car. Forgetting the blip. Slamming hard up into the wall. Some have to blip, some don't. It just really depends on the true top speed here. And I believe that red car, if I'm not mistaken, is Nathaniel Burton's, but I could be wrong. It's either Nathaniel's or Guillermo Sires. So it looks to be Guillermo Sires' car that came off, and Ashton Jackson currently right now is the track marshal. So Glenn Burton taking a quick gander at his car one last time. Coming up next, we're going to have the Ohio Valley Dirt Late Model Race at 5 o'clock on the Oval. You guys know that race is very competitive, usually beating and banging for the victory. It all boils down to one wreck, as we seen earlier today in the GRC race. One wreck cost Jackson there in the pink shirt in your upper left-hand portion of the screen, cost him the race. Just one wreck there at the end. Glenn Burton ended up catching him and brought it home. Guillermo Sires, your current leader right now with the best time of 3.851. But look at Gabriel Curley's best time. It doesn't get any better than that, because if he was literally just a hair faster than that, he would have broke out. Because our breakout is 3.5 even, and he ran it 3.501. So he did get the lap. So it's pretty cool. His median to 3.682, very, very, very tight and close to that time. Randy Curley at 3.64, just about 0.04 of a second faster on median time. And he has also ran a best lap of 3.533. Very, very, very quick. So we get a car involved in an incident. It looks to be Garrett Burton's car involved in an incident. Actually, Gabriel Curley coming off the track there, his orange or yellowish green color car on blue lane, which is Garrett's lane. Gabriel Curley fought his way back up to third place so far. We'll see if he's going to be in the mix as we get closer to the end of this race. We can see Randy Curley there. He's also making a huge climb here with 14 laps already on green lane. One lap better than everybody out there. So we get several cars getting completely demolished there in the horseshoe portion of the track. Glenn Burton's coming back. It looks like Randy Curley in the popsicle car. And maybe another one there. It almost looks like Garrett's car possibly too. Yep, that's Garrett. Randy Curley saying he thinks he hit Garrett, knocked him into his lane and back fourth. You know, it does get kind of unruly here sometimes, especially whenever they kind of jostle up together. Jay Latham and Gabriel Curley, old arch rivals here at Lanes Raceway, tied up right now currently with 105 total laps, 5 down from our current leader. Bruce Bullington just a couple laps down from those guys in 4th position. We get another car here taking a big wallop there. That looks to be Glenn Burton's car. Don't forget the blip, folks. Sometimes the blip, if you just get it, it doesn't actually get unsettled till right at the high bank, and that's when it pulls you out. And it could be a bent chassis. If these side pans get bent to one side or the other, going around that high banks will pull you out, especially if you're going just a little too fast. 40 seconds left to go, though, and we got some really close racing, especially in our top five. Our top five is really close, and we see Randy Kirtley there turning 20 laps. Gabriel Kirtley able to turn 21 so far, so it's going to be pretty close between those two towards the end. Also, Guillermo Sire holding it down, running nice consecutive laps, a 3.87 median for your leader. Garrett Burden taking a little bit of a hit there, also causing the red car Guillermo Sire to come out there. Both of these guys are going to get put back at the start-finish line here by Action Jackson himself. Previous Rookie Rumble, Little Rumble race king of last season, Little Rumble winner. Rookie Rumble winner, actually, Jay Latham. Looks like Nathaniel Burton hitting the track call button this time as Nathaniel gets his car brought back over to the start finish line, along with Father Glenn Burton. And a stalled car on black lane and Nathaniel Burton, possibly a broke wire or something else. 7 seconds left to go. He's probably going to go ahead and pull that car and work on it, because something is awry for sure, whether he's missing a braid or something. He's going to work on that while we get that back on and rolling. 9 seconds left to go. Guillermo Sire, your current leader with an impressive 3.86 median. Gabriel Kirtley also with a great median, 3.65. The best one out there so far, and a best lap that does deserve some accolades there, 3.501. Incredible. And it looks like Nathaniel's still having some issues there with his car, with 1 second, 3 seconds left to go after we got a good reset there. Get a little bit of a slack down for Jay Latham's car. Probably needs to be pushed up on the high banks. Guillermo Sires looks like his tire is locked in there on the high banks, so he's probably pretty good and safe here. There on the backstretch, we got Garrett in the Apollo 1 Indy car. And we're going racing here. 3 seconds left to go, folks. There's your red flag rotation. We'll take a look here at the track mate here. We can see Guillermo Sire there in the lead, 123 laps, followed by Gabriel Kirtley, 118. Jay Latham, 116, tied up with Bruce Bullington. Nathaniel with 105. Randy Kirtley, 93. 81, Glenn Burton, 79, tied up with Garrett and Jackson. I'll leave you here with the oval, and you can watch these guys work. Be right back with you. All right, folks, here we go. 5 seconds. We're going to see them drop out. No chat yet. Just remember, folks, if you guys want to chat, you want to talk about some stuff, subjects doesn't necessarily have to be about slot car racing, but I will chat with you. Here we go. First one to turn the lap looks to be Garrett, but we're already into a yellow flag here. Jay Latham's going to be on deck this round as he's going to take his heat. Well, we're a little over halfway right now. Round robin heat 5 of 9 currently. And we got Nathaniel Burden getting Nathaniel's car put back on. Hopefully he's found out the issue that was plaguing his car. Gabriel Kirtley there running the braid roller down. Let's see if we can get a little bit better view here. CJ Latham grabbing that, putting it behind the simulator. But anyways, they got to roll that down a lot because a lot of guys kind of just push that corner on Dead Man's Corner just a little bit hard through. And when the cars roll out right there, it tends to roll the braid up a little bit. But quick little braid rolling. Lays are back down pretty good. Gabriel Kirtley now moving into second position. Bruce Bullington right there, still in third place. Hammered home 2 laps difference separates him from Gabriel Kirtley. And we got the best laps at 3.7 all the way down to 4th position here. Randy Kirtley there with an impressive 3.513 there on blue lane as we see him starting to make his ascent. 3.715 of Glenn Burden right there in the mix also on green lane. But the averages is what wins it, folks. So the lower the average, the better. And it looks like Randy Kirtley right now is running a very, very, very tight 3.58, folks. You go any faster than that, and you're looking at breakout territory. Randy Kirtley been taking a couple weeks off and working on houses and starting his new venture. We're actually working somewhat together, I guess you would say. Right now, he's brought me a big bunch of cookies to sell here at Lanes Raceway. We sell cookies from him at his place. I don't know if I can actually say where he works, but nonetheless, we sell his cookies here. And I think we're going to end up selling some of his pizzas here at Lanes Raceway too, so we're thankful for that. And I know our guys are because, you know, our guys love La Cabana Mexican restaurant. They do, you know. But after you've been eating it for about a year and a half, you know, sometimes you just want a little something else. And, you know, Lanes Raceway, we don't actually prepare food here. But we do have a warmer, and we'll keep stuff warm. And, you know, at the end of the day, we just throw the stuff out. But nonetheless, we do have some snacks and food here now, a little bit more than just bagged snacks here. And the cookies are $1 a piece. I think if you buy more than a couple, you get a little bit of a discount there, 75 cents a piece or something like that. But the cookies are pretty good. I ain't going to sit here and lie. I've had one. I've had 2. I've had 2 halves. Half of a chocolate chip and half of I believe a raisin and oatmeal cookie. My wife says the oatmeal raisin cookies are the best ones, but I think there are going to be some macadamia nuts in the future, something like that. Gabriel Kirtley, Glenn Burden, and Garrett Burden getting started back up the start-finish line there. But yeah, I mean, nonetheless, just a little bit of something to heat the belly up. It's not necessarily a big meal over at the Mexican restaurant, but definitely some of the best Mexican I've ever ate in my life. I'm not going to sit here and waggle the tail just because they're next here to me, but I will put it this way. If you do like Mexican restaurant food, and, you know, I wouldn't say authentic because I guess authentic's like more bland, but, you know, Tex-Mex style Mexican food, it's the best around, folks. Now, you know, Livermore is a dry county. You're not going to go over there and get you a cerveza or nothing like that, but the food definitely makes up for it. You don't need no beer whenever the food's that good, for sure. And I really do enjoy their food, and I think even if we went wet, I think the manager even said that he probably wasn't going to sell beer. So, you know, just some accolades for him, for sure. We go there. We probably at least once a week there in Kips to Go. We eat once or twice a week, too. For those that don't know, Kips to Go there in Island, Kentucky. Pretty good place to eat. for whenever you're wanting some fresh pizza or a good burger. He actually sells real beef burgers there. They're really, really, really good. Some of my favorite. But if you know anything about beef burgers, you definitely got to get them right when they come off that grill steaming hot, folks. I'm talking melted cheese on bun. I'm talking salt and peppered patties. Delicious. I love it. So you definitely want to, if you're in the local area, try to stop by and eat at some of these nice restaurants for sure. And it's worth making the trip, in my personal opinion, if you're from like the Owensboro, Madisonville area and you just want a really good burger. Definitely worth it. Let's get another car coming off there. That is Nathaniel Burden's car there on Yellow Lane, the one that was completely stalled out in the previous heat. 30 seconds left to go. The battle is ensuing between Guillermo and Gabriel Kirtley. Gabriel Kirtley a couple tenths of a second better on median right now currently as he's driving that white lane with everything he's got. Bruce Bulletin's still right on the hips of Gabriel Kirtley, giving him everything he's got. Only 0.03 of a second separates these two, the last of IndyCar. Nathaniel and Randy down a little bit lower, but don't count these guys out. You got to remember Randy Kirtley for sure is one less heat than the rest of the boys up there in the top three. And he's been running impeccable here, through all the house building and through all the stress that man has been through in the past couple weeks. I'm sure he's been eager to get back to the racetrack. And we can see here with the 3.68, other than Jackson. Oh, no, actually even better than Jackson. Jackson's a 4.62. But 3.68, that's topping the charts medians, folks. Not to mention his best lap of a 3.513 topping the charts. 3 seconds left to go. We see our first breakout of the race. Randy Kirtley, 3.483, and everybody's razzing him. They're giving him a good old razzing over there. Congratulations, Randy Kirtley. You're the first one to break out here at Lanes Raceway in the IndyCar Series. 3.483 for that breakout here. And what we're seeing here, Guillermo Sire, 151 total laps, followed by Gabriel right on his heels with 150, averaging 30 laps. Bruce Bulletin right there, too, just in the mix, 29.4, 26.2 of Nathaniel Burden, 31.2 Randy Kirtley. Randy Kirtley really keeping those high averages up, 31.2. We're going to see him climb hard. 29 laps to Jay Latham, 27.5 on average for Glenn Burden. Garrett Burden, 27. He's right there with Glenn. And Jackson, 25.5. Still learning the ropes, I guess. Here on the oval, you can see these guys work hard. And there's Randy Kirtley, first breakout of the IndyCar Series. They're all going there, going to work hard on their cars. Be right back with you just as soon as they're back going green. All right, folks, we're back. As you can tell, there is no laps currently. I'm having some issues with the wireless on the computer for some reason. There it goes. I think we might be booted back now. Thank goodness. I thought we was going to lose it all, folks. Not today. It was a blessing. Thank the Lord for that. And also, Guillermo Sire still holding on the lead. He was in here a while ago with Gabriel Kirtley. Gabriel Kirtley right now, he is the one setting the cars back on the track. And, he was sweating. He's like, I'm going to be one of the last to set out for the race. And he's like, I'll just get to watch myself win or lose. So, there's definitely a little bit of pressure there for Guillermo Sire for sure, as he's got to run what he believes to be the fastest without knowing, because Randy Kirtley will be the one that will be the shark to grab him, as he's already led out here running a median of 3.77 currently. And we got Garrett Bird in there. He didn't end up hitting the button, so he gets his car put back on. He's rolling around there on Black Lane. Not doing too bad there with a 3.84 median lap time. It's one of the faster ones out there. Guillermo Sire right now gridlocked there with Randy Kirtley. Just a couple hundred seconds separates these two. But the man of the hour currently, Glenn Burden, with the fastest median right now of a 3.70. Best lap time is going to have to go to Randy Kirtley again, 3.592, maybe a little bit gun shy after the last heat, whenever he took one too fast of a IndyCar run and broke out for the first time here on our breakout on the orange track. So Randy Kirtley not shy, or I don't know the proper word currently in my brain. A lot of stuff going on up there. Nonetheless, or lack thereof, I guess. He's always breaking records here. I guess that's the best thing I can say. He breaks lap records. Looks like he's breaking breakout records, and he's breaking median time records here. Best lap 3.559. You're looking at just a couple hundredths of a second from breaking out. So we get a car all the way down to the bottom of the high banks there on Black, dodging everybody there. It's on the ground now. That looks to be Bruce Bullington. Bruce Bullington currently in second position right now, fighting for his life as they get the hooks of life out for that silver in the front, purple in the back car. And it's fast, folks. Bruce Bullington definitely running those really tight medians. 3.77 is his best lap. But we can see here with 163 total laps, we're only talking about 7 laps from first place currently for Bruce Bullington. He's putting up a fight for sure. Randy and Nathaniel there, 2 laps separates these two, and that's a pretty good battle there. Jay's in no man's land with 134 currently, and Glenn Burden and Garrett right there with 126 and 128. They're in a little bit of a battle there, a battle of the GBs. And Nathaniel's car slopped down there sideways. Hopefully it's got some good contact, and it does. And it's able to take off. 44 seconds left to go, and we're 3/4 of the way there, folks. Round robin 6 of 9. Or 2/3, I'm sorry, 2/3 of the way. But 41 seconds left to go. Gabriel Kirtley grabbing those cars. He's got Guillermo Sire put back on yellow. And there on the blue lane, he's got Glenn Burden. The white lane, he's got Bruce Bullington. And they're starting back. And they're going to lose a lap there. Bruce definitely not wanting to lose a lap. But somewhat helped a little bit because Guillermo's there. So, not too hard of a hit there as he is racing Guillermo. We get another car off in the S turns there. It looks to be Garrett just over pushing just a hair. Causing his car to come off. Randy Kirtley getting completely obliterated underneath the bridge. 30 or 40 cars just had a piece of that car. But I can't say I'll blame them, because if we're talking about 4th of July Frost Pops or Rocket Pops, I mean, that's some of the best, frozen treat you can get. And it looks like everybody wanted a piece of that ice cold car. Randy Kirtley there on purple. Glenn Burden for sure came off there, and Jackson, he came off, and looks like we got one more here. Looks like to be Nathaniel Burden possible. Yep, Nathaniel Burden, and it looks like Jay Latham's a little bit slung out there on the high banks. Gabriel Crowley's going to go ahead and tuck his rear into the track so he gets good connection. It's good news for Bruce, you know. It's able to give him another lap as he's side by side there with Garrett. We get a red flag rotation and a nice coast there at the end from Nathaniel Burden coming off orange lane. Here on the track mate, though, we see Guillermo Sire, your leader, 30.2 on average. Very impressive. Only one to get there in those averages is 31.4, Randy Kirtley. He's got a blistering fast Indy car. 28.8, Bruce Bullington on average. Suffering a little bit there on that last heat there from that wreck, but he's still in the mix, folks. Don't count him out for sure. 26.3, Nathaniel Burden there in third place. As he's fixing to be coming out here pretty shortly. I think he'll be the last one to come out, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. 31.4, Randy Kirtley. Gabriel Kirtley, 30. He's in the mix also. Jay Latham, 29. Don't count him out. He's in the mix. 27.8, 27.4, and 25.4. These three guys here battling down low. Battle of the GBs. Glenn Burden and Garrett Burden having a little bit of a battle. I'm going to leave you here with the oval and let you watch these guys work. See Guillermo Sire there in the upper right-hand portion of your screen with the blue shirt. Been in several one of our series here. You see a quick cool down of the motor there from Garrett Burton's car. He just a passerby getting her cool. Minute and 30 seconds. We'll be right back with you. All right, folks, here we go. Heading back over to the high banks. Guillermo Sire, still your leader. He's got this one and one more. Nathaniel Burden coming out after this one, currently in second place. Randy Kirtley making the approach there, now in third place. 2 laps separates him from Nathaniel Burden, running an impressive 3.62 median. We get a yellow flag, and what a beautiful coast by Gabriel Kirtley. Wow. That thing coasted all the way from the high banks all the way to Dead Man's Corner. If you can get cars to coast like that every time, we're talking big money there. He might actually break out this lap. But we got Nathaniel Burden there in second, tied with Randy Kirtley now. Gabriel Kirtley there in fourth. Jay Latham in fifth. Like I said, don't be counting these guys out. It's very, very tight racing here. And you got to understand, Guillermo's not yet came out, and neither has Nathaniel. Now, Randy Kirtley, on the other hand, has came out, and he is aggressively on the push here. As we can see him, Gabriel Kirtley and Jay Latham pushing the 12 lap mark here. Right now we have Bruce Bullington currently setting out, and he's on deck. He'll be coming back in next heat. And he was in second position, so we'll see where he stands after this heat with 1 minute left to go. Round robin 7 and 9, and I'm talking some furious, fast, rolling cars here. Everybody locked in, almost like their tires are warmed up and they can't fail. We're just seeing that kind of races. We see a hard hit there to the outside wall there. I don't know if that's Glenn Burden. Glenn pressed it, but it looks like Randy Kirtley's car may be involved there. Yeah, so Randy Kirtley's car getting involved in that incident there, and also Glenn Burden. Be right back with you. Give me one moment. All right, folks, sorry about that. Had to take a quick respite. Nonetheless, Nathaniel Burden getting started over here, Garrett Burden and Glenn Burden. Looks like a Burden crew starting back at the start-finish line, and it looks like there might be a little bit of issues out on the playfield here. Garrett Burden coming back to hook his controller up. We're going to have a giveaway here after the IndyCar race. Such a successful race here of 9 people. And, when we have big turnouts, I like to reward that for sure because we love having the numbers and racers. Garrett's car completely stalled out here. Something going on as he's hitting his controller. It's most likely his car and not his controller, I would say. But hopefully he gets that figured out. Randy Kirtley's going to come around there and take a look at it. Or, well, it looks like Glenn Burden in. But nonetheless, we're going to be giving away a set of front IndyCar wheels with keepers. So if these guys want to use keepers instead of cinching down the wheels to throw it off balance, you can run keepers. As it is a stock tire for the IndyCar. So it looks like something's going on here. Glenn Burden figured it out though. As we see Guillermo Sire at the start-finish line along with Glenn as they both came off. right, folks, I want to whisper this to you. The number is 71. So whenever the guys come up and they give us our numbers, you know before they do. So it's going to be pretty exciting, I guess. At least exciting for the guys. You know, last week I think it was, we did some giveaways, and I actually gave away to first place. But you know, a lot of times people really do have good, fast cars, but they're just not able to get there to that first place position simply because of constitutional reasons. I guess, you know, they just can't keep their constitution about them and keep their car on the track. You know, that comes with more and more practice on the track and everything else. With a yellow flag that drops into a red. As we go into the track mate here, we see Randy Kirtley now taking over second position with 189. Guillermo Sire there, 211 laps. He's coming into his final heat here, 30.1 on average. Randy Kirtley, 31.5 on average. Nathaniel Burden there, 26.1. Gabriel Kirtley, 30. So we'll see him rushing here for the next couple of heats. Jay Latham, 29.5. He's going to be rushing for the next couple of heats. And as you see, Bruce, Glenn, Garrett, and Jackson there, 27.28 on average. I'll leave you guys over here with the oval, but it looks like our program is locked up, so that's very good and convenient. All right, here we go. We're back live. Evidently, it didn't completely lock up. Or it did. I don't know. Testing, testing. All right, it looks like everything's working, but for some reason or another, my whole bottom section of the screen is locked out. Nonetheless, we'll be back with you in about 1 minute. Here we go, folks. 10 seconds left to go. And I can't swap over. Everything's locked up on here. After this, oh, please go. Please go. Folks, we might be watching this from the oval track. It's not good. All right, folks. Well, you're seeing what I see. Guillermo Sire is leading right now, but we are not being able to watch this great entertainment as the whole stream has locked up for reasons unknown. Incredible. so close. So, hang on, maybe if I force it. If I can force it, possibly. Let's see. Starting task manager. Will let me override? Nope. Please. Well, folks, I mean, you can see the live stream is still rolling, but for some reason or another, it will not let me swap over, as it looks like we're having a software issue here. Yet again. Oh, it gave me like a 1/10 of a second. Oh, and I made it. All right, good, good. So the 1/10 of a second that it did come back alive there, I was able to get us back on the screen. So from here on out, for this round robin heat and the next, we're going to leave it on this high bank orange. See, Guillermo Sire there, our current leader right now, median at 3.8, best lap at 3.655. So he's pretty tight down there. But man, Randy Kirtley's been on one tonight. 3.564 is his best, and he's running those really tight 3.64s down low on median there on yellow lane. Guillermo Sire is going to come out after this heat, and we can kind of get a rough estimate of what's going on here as Randy Kirtley makes another breakout on a lane on yellow. Gabriel Kirtley there, just 9 laps down, separates him from Randy Kirtley. We can see Nathaniel Burden there getting Gold Dust car put back on the track there. That is the magenta Honda that he's running. And Glenn Burden's car getting put back on black lane there. And here we go. 4 red lights drop out to a green, and we got 38 seconds left to go in this second from the last heat here at Lanes Raceway. Nathaniel Burden grabbing the car as quick as he can to get it put back on. I thought I heard another breakout take place, but a good thump there in the horseshoe as 2 cars get involved, and we get a track call hit by Jay Latham. So one of those cars bound to be Jay Latham. And Jay Latham's still in the mix here. 197, 196, him and Bruce there battling it out for 4th position. And of course, they still have 1 heat left to go. Guillermo Sire, of course, going to be coming out after this heat. And it looks like right now, 25 laps is the total. So if he's going to have a hard time catching Guillermo for sure, since he's got 236. Unless they can turn at least that amount, they wouldn't be able to catch Guillermo. Get a track call. I believe that was from Gold Dust that hit it. Having a little bit of back and forth with Randy Kirtley. Of course, Gold Dust, Randy Kirtley is his hero, if you guys don't know that from the previous series. When Randy Kirtley was bringing it home, Gold Dust was definitely cheering him on. And Randy Kirtley was able to bring that baby home for sure. Uh-oh. So I can't even see the screen currently, folks. As my audio mixer has popped up on my screen. So. This is brutal, folks. I don't know what's going on with this thing right now, but here we go, here we go. Hold. Oh no, I'm losing everything. So I'm seeing a black screen here, folks. Cannot tell you what's going on here right now, other than V's is losing its mind currently. But it's not looking good. It looks like we're going to need a fresh restart on all this. I'm surprised all this is still rolling through. We've only dropped 120 frames, so it's pretty interesting. Don't forget, on our YouTube, you can watch all these races under their series profile. We're about a week behind on getting them organized in YouTube, as the past week and a half has been pretty brutal. But nonetheless, we'll get all that stuff organized when I go back and watch it, because at the beginning of the race, you'll hear me say the date, and that's for my purposes and yours, so that I can get them set in the proper series, and you can just click on that series and watch it. So yeah, well, I'll tell you right now, Guillermo, like V-Split it's going crazy. Like everything is locked up, but at the same time, the live stream's still going. I don't know, like I can't click on anything. It's all locked up in the system. It is still running, because I've checked it on the phone, so it's still running. But after this is over, I'm gonna force it out, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna Control Delete and then restart it, tell everybody bye from this screen, and it'll kill the stream automatically. But yeah, it's completely locked up. I don't know what's going on. You can see right here on the audio right there, it's just locked, and I can't press any of this stuff to change camera angles and stuff. Well, Guillermo, don't sweat too hard out there. Just hope everybody wrecks.
Unless you stop breaks. Because the best lag in the world.
Where were you at? I know where I need to get from. Well, this just in, folks. I found out what was up with Garrett's car. So he got a nut stuck in his controller, and it went full throttle, and he slammed it into Dead Man's Corner. So he's going to be retiring, as he's got a bent axle in the back of his car. So that's sad, you know, for sure. As we see the green car of Gabriel Kirtley sliding off the track there, as he's going to be put back on the start-finish line here, losing a lap. And we can see Randy Kirtley just passed the start-finish line. So this is it, folks. Round robin 9 of 9. Right now, currently 4:30. We're supposed to be starting the Ohio Valley Dirt late model at 5 o'clock. So it's cutting into their time a little bit, but being as we had to run an extra heat, that is very, very much okay. See a couple cars getting involved in an incident there. We also see Guillermo Sire get that car put back on real quick, as he snags Nathaniel Burden's car and gets it put back on. But it was quick to be track buttoned, and I think Guillermo's going to bring it back to the start-finish line here. Gabriel Kirtley breaking out with a 3.494. He's trying his best to catch Randy Kirtley there. But if he keeps breaking out, it's not in the bag, as we can see, only turning one lap so far. Breakouts are brutal, you know. He threaded the needle earlier when luck was on his side, 3.501. I've never seen one so close, but, you know, can't get that every time, it doesn't look like. It's Gabriel Kirtley finally able to turn the lap there, his second lap here. Jay Latham right on his heels with only 7 laps difference. As he breaks out again, Gabriel Kirtley breaking out again, 3.464. So he lost another lap there. Now 2 laps separates him and Jay, his arch rival. You see Guillermo Sire there quickly getting the car put back on what looks to be black lane of Action Jackson, also known as Gold Dust. So we get Gabriel Kirtley breaking out one more time here. Jay Latham now at 2:14, 5 laps separates these two. Looks like Garrett on his time off is going to enjoy himself a nice, warm, gooey, crispy on the edge cookie here at Lanes Raceway. If that entices you and you like cookies, definitely stop by if you're in the local area. And come and get you one of these delicious cookies from Randy. Randy's Cookies. That's what we need to call them, Randy's Cookies. Randy Kirtley there, 240. I believe that was enough to pass Guillermo Sire. Gabriel Kirtley breaking out again with a 3.470 and 100 cars wrecking. Guillermo Sire only got 2 hands. He throws them up. He's like, I ain't got another hand to grab another car, so, you know, somebody hit the button. And as he goes, he's piling up all these cars, almost a full-blown J, just literally 3 cars shy of it. As he goes to pile them all up and get them over to the start-finish line. But he's only one man, folks. He's only one man. So Jay Latham gets his car put on purple. Randy Kirtley getting his car put on orange. Action Jackson on black. And rounded up, Gabriel Kirtley on blue. A little 2 for 2 there. Half of the field gone. And one fell swoop there, folks. One fell swoop. 4 red lights drop out to a green, and we just got just a little bit of time left. Gabriel Kirtley better watch the breakouts. As Bruce Bullington takes over Jay Latham here right at the end, posing into 3rd position here. And it looks to be Action Jackson yet again coming out there on black lane. Garrett even making the comment. Hey, if you didn't think those cookies were good, well, do you see a cookie in Garrett's hand? No, you don't. He's already ate that baby. We're talking good cookies here, folks. If you like cookies, we got them. Come get them. Bruce Bullington turning 21 laps. He's tied up there with Glenn and Randy Kirtley for laps turned. 3.964 is his lap time previously, but a median of a 3.91, about 0.04 of a second better than Jay Latham. We'll see if we'll be able to hold off that top 3 position. 4 red lights drop out to green. Don't forget, after this, we're going to have a little bit of a giveaway here. You guys remember the number, I hope. If you don't, well, that's okay too, I suppose. I said it, nonetheless. Something broke is what I heard. Somebody's riding, I don't know. Looks like Action Jackson and Jay Latham are going to get started back at the start-finish line. So this is definitely going to solidify a hurting on Jay, especially since Bruce is not having to suffer the back start here. So he basically gained himself about 3/4 of a lap there. Glenn Burden breaking out there on yellow, but that was from a rider. 1.69 was his total lap time there. Looks like Action Jackson here, Constitution kind of going down on black lane. Maybe a little bit of practicing's due on black lane here on the orange track for Jackson, as he seems to be struggling on the black lane here recently on the orange track. Now, a lot of guys like to get on the orange track. They like to run the lane that they're good on, but that's not very much beneficial. You want to always run the lane that you hate, or you hate currently. And, you know, eventually, if you do that long enough, it ends up a lot of times being the lane you love. And black lane definitely was that for me. I hated black lane. But nonetheless, I got pretty good at it. Now it's my favorite. 4 red lights drop out to a green. 10 seconds, the final 10 seconds. It looks like the Kirtley twins over here, Randy and Gabriel Kirtley, going to bring home 1st and 2nd place, followed by Bruce Bullington in 3rd place with 1 second left to go. We got a tie. Bruce Bullington, Jay Latham. Bruce Bullington on green. Jay Latham right there behind him, folks. We're talking less than 6 feet separates these two. As you can see right here, Jay Latham and Bruce Bullington literally 6 feet from each other in the high banks corner of the track. What a race they had there. Bruce fought hard all the way through, and he's going to bring home that 3rd position, it looks like, unless I'm mistaken here. Not letting me go to TrackMate. I hope you guys can see this from your screen. But Randy Kirtley in 1st place with 251. Guillermo Sire 243 in 2nd, and Gabriel Kirtley with 236 in 3rd. So Jay and Bruce actually were battling for 4th position. My fault on that. And it looks like even though it says Jay Latham it got the position, it's actually Bruce Bullington got the position, even though they tied up on laps. Followed by Glenn Burden, Nathaniel Burden, Jackson, and Garrett. So, oh, there goes my headset, folks. I'm tearing stuff up in here. Anyways, this is Don and Kirtley here at Lanes Raceway for the IndyCar Pro Series here at Lanes Raceway. Don't forget to come back here at 5 o'clock which is just here in the next 30 minutes or so for our very, very competitive Ohio Valley Dirt Late Model Series. God bless you, and thank you for watching. All right, hang on one sec, baby.